Okay. Hey, this is something very different for you guys, but I thought it kind of went with the kind of chill, relaxed vibe of my channel. I love photography and I love nature and wildlife. So I thought I'd make a video where I go out and do some relaxed wildlife photography. If you do want to see like all the best shots, they're kind of towards the end. Like the later half of the video is all like shots of kookaburras. There's some really, really sick shots. But if you do want just like some relaxed, almost podcasty, just chatting while I'm walking through the woods, watch the whole thing. Yeah, I don't mind if you skip the first half. That's all good. Get to the action. But yeah, it's just a nice, chill chat as I walk through the woods and take some photos. So enjoy. Welcome to my first ever photography video. Today we are in Margaret River, which is south of Perth. Quite fast. It's like 3 hours south of Perth. It is a get this dumb lens hood on. It is a like wine region, I think. But as you can tell, it's stunning. Is really a beautiful area, and I thought it's probably a good place to bring my wildlife setup and see if we can get some photos of some birds. I imagine it's mostly going to be birds. But I can hear lots of birds. Yeah, I imagine there's not going to be much wildlife other than birds. But I could be wrong. I actually don't know. I didn't really look online or anything. I know there's like an endangered possum in this region. I don't know if there are any in this park or not, but I know there are some. It's 5 o'clock. It's pretty early. You can see the sun slowly starting to come up. I can hear loads of birds. The dawn chorus is starting. I just can't actually see any. Honestly, I mean, I'm here to take photos of animals, but at the end of the day, it's just going to be a really nice walk otherwise. I think I hear like frogs. Obviously, I would like to see some birds if I could. I hope the angle's good. The camera setup is Sony 200 to 600, which is I think it's, yeah, a 5.6 to a 6.3. So out at 600 millimeters, you're a 6.3 aperture, which is where it spends most of its time for me, which has honestly made me realize that I would probably love a 600 millimeter prime, as everybody that's into wildlife photography likely would, because yeah, I the only time I ever go to 200 millimeters is when I am trying to find something in the frame. Setting it to 200 millimeters makes that a little bit easier, and then you just zoom in when you're actually going to take the shot. This place is lovely. So this is called, I hear movement. This is the Margaret River Rotary Park. Can we see anything? There's a bird down there. Let's see it. There it is. Too hidden. I'm pretty new to wildlife photography. I really enjoy it. Largely because I just love being in nature and I love seeing animals. And when you love those two things, oh, and I've also done photography literally my entire life. So those things all put together kind of, you know, makes it natural that I would love wildlife photography. Oh yeah, and the camera body is an A7 III, which is missing its battery port cover because I've had it on oh damn it, I was too slow. It's missing the battery cover because this was my overkill stream camera. So it was basically, I used a Sony A7 III as a webcam for many years, and because of that I needed to, come on, focus, you fucker. Yeah, because I used it as a webcam and I would stream for like 12 hours straight, I needed to use multiple batteries. So I had this setup where I had 4 batteries all plugged in to one box and then a cable going into the camera. That meant that it could use the battery from all 4, make it last longer, which worked great, but over time I lost, well, I don't know where the battery cover is. And now that I no longer use it for that, I would really like the battery cover, especially going out into nature. When you're going out into nature, you know, it would be nice to be able to, cover my battery and have some weather sealing. All the birds around here so far are tiny, which is fine, but you know, I do like bigger birds because they fill the frame more. I don't have to get as close to them. They're also easier to focus on. I wonder if this camera has a wildlife setting for focusing. I'm sure that's probably a dumb question. It probably does, but AF mode. Focus settings. I don't know. Jeez, there's so many focus settings. Face detection. Focus assist. Yeah, I don't know. It might have a wildlife mode, but if it does, I don't know how to get to it. These, like, just the light catching on these trees in the background is gorgeous. Obviously I don't need to be in burst mode to take a photo of a tree, but we're already in it, so we'll keep it that way. Hope it's still recording. I had a lot of problems with these GoPros. There's a GoPro Hero 10 that I'm shooting on. I used to film my car videos on this. Which yeah, I used to make car videos. I love YouTube, but I have no idea what I want to make. But I used to have a lot of problems with these because they would overheat, like really, really regularly. I hear a kookaburra, one of the few animals I can actually identify. I see other people make videos like this and they're like, oh, I can see a beautiful red spotted tit over there. There's a lovely red spotted tit. As they take a photo of it, and I'm like aiming my camera like, yep, there's a nice red bird. That's a nice red bird for you. And then I'll take a photo of another one. It'll be a nice, oh, there's a nice brown bird with a big beak. Does have the same ring to it as a lovely red spotted tit. Oh, it's so annoying when you can hear the birds but you can't see them. This might end up being a flop. I'm out at 5 a.m. partially because it's when the sun rises, but more importantly, it's when my sun has no longer so when my sun hasn't rised, is what I'm trying to say. My baby is hopefully still asleep, because basically I can come out when my son is asleep, or I can bring my son with me, which is also nice. But when he's still asleep, it means that no one's having to look after him, and that no one is including me. I don't know how far I want to walk. I actually have no idea how long this trail is. I just started walking. I didn't read any signs. It's a lovely walk though. It's beautiful. My fiance would like this walk. It's also like pram suitable. I might have to come back. And hopefully this time, and at that time, I'll actually see some birds. It's like hunting. Like, wildlife photography is like as close as you can come to hunting without hurting an animal, which is kind of cool. It's times like these where I wish I had the 100 to 400, because I'm pretty sure it's not quite a macro lens, but it has like, it can focus a lot closer than the 200 to 600, which means that, you know, as you're walking through the bush and not seeing any birds, you can take some photos of some plants and you can take some photos of, you know, whatever you see. Although, like, I don't know if I'd really take photos of plants. I'm shooting in aperture priority because, I don't know, I take photos for fun. I don't like having to think about it too much all the time. And generally, if it's a sunny day and I've chosen the aperture I want, then the shutter speed is also high enough to capture movement. So I'm not overly worried most of the time. And I think a lot of people out there on YouTube kind of, there's a monarch butterfly. I think a lot of people on YouTube put a lot of emphasis on, you have to shoot in manual, you have to shoot raw, you have to shoot, well, it's mainly those two things. Everyone says you gotta shoot raw, and everyone says you have to shoot in manual. But the thing is, like, if you're like me and you love taking photos but you don't like editing, may as well shoot in JPEG. I do shoot in RAW, because even though I don't like editing, I still do it. And I do think that the main reason why I don't like editing is because I'm bad at it, and I need to learn. But yeah, so I still shoot RAW. But if you're someone that like doesn't really want to have to edit your photos at all, just shoot in JPEG. And if you're someone who, hang on. If you're someone who doesn't want to worry about your settings or doesn't like understand them, using shutter priority or aperture priority is a good way to kind of figure out what those things do. And also, like, I have a good understanding of how to use manual mode. And I have a good understanding of what all the settings are for. It's literally just like an ease of use thing. There's a little bird there. Why are these birds always on the floor? Right. Damn it. This is going to be the least impressive walk with me photography video anyone's ever seen, because so far all the photos I'm getting, to me, look shite, and that's just the way it is sometimes. But we'll see. Anyway, I have a good understanding of like how to control my camera and stuff, but when I'm actually like walking around and focusing on finding animals and stuff, like obviously I could have like a base aperture, base shutter speed, base ISO set that is pretty good for the scene, and that's probably what a lot of people do. I don't know really, but I'd rather the first shot be right. And with modern cameras, they pick pretty good settings anyway. And you can do your exposure compensation so that you can control the light. Although, when I did used to shoot manual, I would kind of take a photo. This is back before mirrorless. I would take a photo, look at the screen, and be like, oh, that's too dark. And then level my shutter speed. And then be like, yep, that's good. It would just like be a quick, like, take that, all right, change it. Okay, take that, change it. Wow, this is gorgeous. Oh, there's a duck. I mean, it's just so far away. I hear something interesting. Oh, look, there's a kookaburra. Where's it gonna land? That's the kookaburra making those interesting sounds. Here it is. So what I'm going to try and do is get, I don't know if you can see it, but I'm going to try and get this branch as my foreground element to kind of shape him, to get him. I'm just trying to move my camera so you can see it better. Okay, to try and get some visual interest at the front. There's a nice fat kookaburra. What's my ISO set to? 800? It's pretty high. I don't really know why. Oh, I like that. He was looking down for a bit there. I wish he was... Okay, he's gone. A lot of wildlife, like, something I would love to be able to do, but I'm just too new. I just don't understand how they do it well, is capture birds in flight. I mean, I guess it depends. I mean, I've done it with an osprey once. I caught a picture of an osprey with a fish in its talons flying. I was very proud that I was able to catch that. It didn't look great. Like, it was in focus, but not amazing. And honestly, that photo, I was like, damn, like, I wish I had that AI autofocus on those fancy Sony cameras, which is a terrible mindset. It's a terrible mindset. Because you shouldn't think, your first thought shouldn't be, oh, I need to upgrade my gear. Your first thought should be, oh, what did I do wrong there? What could I do differently? And I need to break out of that, because I've been a gearhead my whole life. It's the reason why I have a Leica M240, a Fuji X100V, and a Sony A7 III, GoPros, drones. It's the reason why I have all that. I'm a gearhead. I just get hooked. I get hooked on gear. I see that there's, you know, I don't know. I always think that there's something better than what I have. It's something that I need to break out of. But yeah, what I was saying is, it's very impressive seeing photographers catch birds in flight. I need to probably set a minimum, like, I should probably be in shutter priority, really, because the most important thing is probably that I actually capture the birds in, like, sharpness. There's a nice little spot. Kookaburra flying above that I missed. When people go walking, do they just always have their camera up? Although I guess maybe they just, like, have a lot of experience. And, you know, they know what sounds to listen out for. And if they hear a certain sound, they lift up their camera, maybe. I guess it's like, you know, it's like being a soldier in a war zone, but there's not actually any active shooting happening. You're going to be holding your gun at attention so that if you need it, it's just a flick up. But you're not going to be constantly aiming it, because that might intimidate people. I don't know where this leads. I don't know if this... I mean, I feel like this has got to be a loop. Sounds like the birds are waking up more. And a lot of these birds are tiny, which is annoying. I'm not a big fan of shooting tiny birds, although I'm going to need to do it eventually, because what my plan is... Should we go down there? Fuck it. Let's go down here. what my plan is, well, my goal, I should say. My goal is to capture a photo of one of every different type of species of animal in WA. That would be a cool thing to achieve, I think. So that's kind of my goal with wildlife photography at the moment. Kookaburra flying overhead. There is a kookaburra sitting in a beautifully lit tree, and I'm standing on a log over the river for no reason, just because I wanted to check it out. Come on, let's get up here. Okay. This is not... Oh, wait, it's moved. This kookaburra is on the move. The kookaburra almost sounds like a wild cat or something. It has like a growl on it. All right, let's hopefully not fall in and fry my camera, because it isn't weather sealed anymore. And also, you know, it wouldn't be ideal if I fell in general, beside the camera part. 5:49, and I haven't got a text from my fiance yet, so that's a good sign. Hopefully that means Emmett is still asleep. All right, let's keep going. I wonder if I should turn back at some point. I have no idea if this is a loop or not. And you know, if Elise texts me saying, hey, can you come back now? And I'm like, yeah, sure. But it takes me 50 minutes to get back to the car, then she might not be too happy. Damn it. I think I should be on spot focus. Spot focus, I struggle with spot focus for moving targets, but it is obviously good for when you're trying to get specific focus going. I need to figure out what the best settings are for shooting wildlife. Do you want to be on spot focus or wide? I had it on wide, which is, I think, when it basically scans the whole frame and says, I think this is what you're shooting. Which to me sounded like, oh, that's probably good for what I'm shooting, but maybe not. Those little birds are everywhere. And honestly, I can't seem to catch them. I'm not hearing any birds around here, really. I'm hearing distant, like, small tweets. The sounds of the kookaburras are gone. the reviews of this park said that it was a bird's paradise. But I mean, I'm sure it's better than other places if the reviews are saying it. I'm not a birder yet. So I don't know, maybe this is what a bird's paradise is like. It's funny walking around talking to yourself. It's a strange sensation. There's a bird I'd love to take a photo of. I don't know if they're in this area, but I'm pretty sure they are in the region, called a tawny frogmouth. They just look like cartoon characters. They have like massive mouths. They just look funny, and and that's what's attractive to me. Funny things. Okay. I left my drink in the car. Wow. I mean, I guess I wasn't going to carry a drink around while I was taking photos anyway. I hope you can't hear my breathing super loud. The camera's like right on my chest. I don't know where the best place to put your camera is when you're doing this sort of stuff. Do you want it on your chest or on your head? Because like if it's on your head, then you guys can see where I'm looking. But that might be a bit jarring because I'm like constantly moving my head around. I feel like that might be a bad thing. But also, like, that could be a good thing. Those houses would be nice. There's just houses right on the bush there. It's so beautiful. It may be a good thing because you can see what I'm looking for, which is I'm looking around everywhere in the trees. And then it would also mean that when I was taking a photo of something, you'd probably see community art project. Can you see that? There's just cellophane flowers there. Kind of odd. Yeah, you could see what I was looking at, but it might mean that you're getting visual whiplash from looking around so much. It also might lead to you getting frustrated because you might be like, Toby, you saw one. You saw one right there. You didn't even lift up your camera. And I'll be like, oh, I didn't see that. Funny. I didn't even notice that when I was walking. But in the edit, it's so obvious. Although that's probably gonna happen anyway. So far, this wildlife photography session is a bit of a bust. But that's okay, because the walk is nice. And also, I think I probably got a good photo of a kookaburra. And like, to me, if I come home with one shot that I'm happy with, it's like, yeah, sick. That's cool, that's good. Obviously it's not good for the video, because, you know, the point of these videos, the idea of these, let's go down here. The idea of these videos is that when I take the photos, it comes up on screen so that you can see what the photo turned out like. But there's not really much for you to see. All right, we're going down to the swamp again. Let's see what we can see down at the riverbed. Do birds hang out by the riverbed? I mean, I guess it would depend on the bird. tranquil. Trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. What do I want to do for a job and stuff, you know? It's hard. I got accepted for a zoology degree at University of Western Australia. But like, I'm worried that I like animals, but I don't like science. Like, I don't have a very analytical brain. Anyone who knows me from my past projects knows that I'm very much creative brained. And I worry that creative brain is not really the sort of brain that they want in the scientific field. And if that's the case, that's understandable. But what am I going to do? I wish I could just be a wildlife photographer professionally, you know? Or just like, doesn't even have to specifically be wildlife. Ugh. Like a nature or like travel photographer, but wildly competitive fields. Because the thing is that like every photographer wants to do it as a job. Well, I mean, I guess not every photographer, but most photographers want to do it as a job, because why would you not want to do the thing that you love doing as a job? Well, I mean, I guess there are reasons. When I was younger, I told myself I didn't want to be a professional photographer because I didn't want it to mean that I lost my love for photography. And I lost my love for photography anyway. So it wouldn't have mattered. But I found it again. I found my love again. I lost my love for photography, not because I stopped loving it or stopped liking it, but this is probably, I'm from New Zealand, where you can do shit like this, like walk through the bush like this and like not even think about it. But I did just think about it here and remember that I am in Australia, where there are snakes and spiders and, I don't know, scorpions. I don't think there's scorpions in the jungle though, but snakes and spiders and such. So I probably shouldn't walk through the bush like that in shorts at 5 o'clock in the morning when no one can save me. But yeah, I like lost my love for photography because I just started doing other things. I used to be that person who every day would carry a camera to school. Every single day I had my DSLR, big chunky Sony A65, I think it was called, because I was a hipster. This was back before Sony made good cameras. Not that there was anything wrong with that camera. I liked it. I thought it was a decent camera. But it was back before Sony was like a camera brand that people were like, this is a good camera brand. And yeah, so I used a big Sony A65 and I had like 9 random lenses. Hi. Had like 9 random lenses that I would oh, it's so embarrassing talking to yourself as you walk through the forest and then running into someone. Had like 9 random lenses that I would carry to school with me in my bag. I swear, I swear, I used to carry all of my lenses and my flash, which is ridiculous, with me to school every single day, so that I could, I don't know, take photos of my friends. Yeah, it's bizarre. It's a bit bright. Very strange. I used to use a camera backpack as my school bag, which was just a big slot for all my camera gear, a small pouch at the top, and then a slot at the back for my laptop, which is where I put any papers I would get given. So anytime I got given homework, papers or anything. Oh, so these are made out of bottles. They're like recycled bottles. These flower things. Interesting. Let's see if we can get a nice picture with the sun coming through. I don't know, maybe. So like, I didn't have room to carry anything important really. Kookaburra. Oh, I like this. Leading lines. See how close I can get. Oh, this. Oh, that one's got something in its beak. Damn it. If I had wide focus there, I reckon I would have been able to do something with it. I don't know what this is. Kind of looks like a dove. Or like a pigeon or something. Okay, let's see if we can get any closer to this kookaburra. Oh, is there two of them? I like that there's two of them, that's nice. There's another one up there somewhere. When you get down low, try and catch the ground a bit. He's looking right at me like, what? What are you doing? What's so interesting about me, brother? Got this one on the ground here. This is how, when there's a bird like this, like perched up somewhere, this is what I do. I just slowly move closer and closer, taking as many as I can, which is probably very amateur, that my whole goal is just, I want the photo to be as close as possible to the bird. Probably very amateur, but it is how I shoot. This one's eating something. I like that one more anyway. This one has more brown coloring on its face. I like the pattern on it. Heavy ass lens. Okay, so far he's letting me get closer. It'd be nicer if this perch wasn't a fence, but that's okay. This is nice, we're really close here. Which, as we've just been over, is my only goal. Okay, I feel like he's getting a bit antsy here. This one's got a worm in its mouth. Are they sharing? Let's up that aperture a bit. F4. Guess not. Okay. Let's up the ISO. Let's go to 1600. Up that aperture a bit. Okay, never mind, he's gone. Try and get a low angle here. Oh, this is so cute. They're like, this one, I don't know if you guys can see, I hope you can. So this one at the back is bringing worms to this one at the front. Try and get a front on one. I wonder if this one's a young one? Ah, this one, now he's actually perched on a branch. A lot more visually interesting. Here's another one. We don't really see kookaburras where I live, so it's nice to see some. I like kookaburras, they're very chunky. Let's try to get to eye level. Right about there. Oh, this guy in the tree looks so nice. Oh, there's another one up there. Oh, there's another one there. This is Kookaburra Central. I'm gonna twig up my shoe. This is gonna be a weird angle. There's the other one. Over there, he's probably got a little more visual interest because he's actually in the bush. Where is he? Lower? There. Got a lot of obstruction. Where is that one? There. Come on. Can't get it without switching to manual focus. And I don't think I can keep the focus right while holding up this heavy ass lens. Oh, that's nice. It's probably better for me to not always be completely zoomed in so that I can have some options in post, you know, with the crop. But you know, there's just, because I have a long lens, it makes being zoomed in very long very appealing, because most cameras aren't going to be able to do that. And that's it. Okay. Now, there is a bird, a kookaburra, in between these trees, sitting on that fence. What I want to do here is come far back and see if we can compress the shot enough that we can still get the kookaburra and the trees in front, like that. It's kind of not as interesting as I thought, but it was worth a try. Best. These kookaburras are great because they don't fly away when you come near them. Over here we have these two just chilling. I don't want to take too many photos because I'm here for 5 days, and you know, I want to have room for more photos on the other days. Oh, this is nice. This is a nice perch. I like that. I don't love man-made, you know, when they sit on. Oh, this is cool though, because it's got the lighting. This is nice. I like this. Oh, it's like mood lighting. That's so funny. That's so funny. The light that the kookaburra is sitting on is projecting up onto its body. Cute. So, I find it so hard to leave scenes like this. Yeah, I find it so hard to leave scenes like this, you know? When I've got a bird that is interesting to me, that isn't leaving. It's like, where is this bird, huh? Yeah, when I've got a bird that's interesting to me and it's not leaving, it's like, oh, how do you bring yourself to leave? Because you can just get endless shots, which isn't a good thing. It's actually an annoying thing. It's more things to go through. But it's a good thing in some ways. Nice silhouette shot. Backlit. So this is like an old settlement, I guess, of Margaret River. What a nice fellow this guy is. Look at him. He doesn't give a damn. He doesn't give a heck of a damn. I don't know if I can focus any closer than this. Okay, well, I don't need to. I was gonna say, it would be kind of cool seeing like birds in here, you know? I feel like this sort of area would be an interesting backdrop for shots of birds. All right. Let's keep going. We'll probably be... Come on. Look back at me. Look back at me. So cute looking. It's so small. I wonder if this one is like young. That's better. Okay. Well, these kookaburras are fantastic. I guess it's a little bit of a testament to the people of Margaret River. You know, there's no one here like assaulting the birds and stuff. So the birds aren't scared of the people. Okay, let's try and get a shot here where we have this leading line of the fence. The fence is not a leading line at all, the way I have it. Oh, you gonna catch a worm for me? Come on, catch a worm for me. That'd be cool. It looks like we're about back at the car, if I had to assume. So, no harm in just sitting here for a little bit and catching some cooks. I'm not getting that leading line that I wanted, but that's okay. I've already taken way too many photos of kookaburras, but they're just so cute. All right, I'm gonna make myself leave now. I assume this bridge leads to where oh, hey, I didn't even see that one. I assume this bridge leads to, yeah, okay. This is where I came in. So I think we actually only really got photos of kookaburras, but that's all about to change with this epic photo of a duck. Just kidding. It wasn't epic. Man, they're so vocal. It's so great. I wouldn't mind living here. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know that this is obviously something a bit different from my classic gaming content, but I would love to do this. I just love being in nature. I love seeing animals. I love taking photos. And I want to do more like photo videos, photo challenges and stuff. Like maybe I'll do street photography with the 600mm. That's funny. That's a funny video. Maybe we'll go a little further in. But anyway, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little, maybe it was relaxing. I hope it was relaxing. Little background thing for you to put on. Honestly, just like my gaming videos.